So just back into unit 159, just to look at this one laundry wall correction. It's very possible that this laundry wall doesn't need to be insulated as it's a secondary plumbing wall, but we've been doing it nonetheless. So I wanted to make sure that we remain consistent with what we've been doing. Noted this plate condition at the intersecting interior wall that we will correct momentarily, and I will take photo documentation of that. We've got the insulator coming into this unit as we speak into 166 to correct that. This here was a correction we did yesterday. Foam these cavities. I've walked these units now a few times for energy, confirm mastic of the poly and vapor barrier on top of the nailer in all cases. The insulation superintendent has also done their own site audit, which is available via recording, or rather not recording, but an actual audit app program that includes pictures, and then I also have my photo documentation of each of these units as well. The above ceiling condition does not have an additional vapor barrier, as we had 3 inches of spray foam behind the bats above ceiling in this unit. This location did not have spray foam behind the bats in the above ceiling condition. The bedroom, again, has spray foam behind the bats in the cavity, full. So we did not double up the vapor barrier in that condition. This is a unique condition, but given that they overdid the spray foam, we did not apply a second level of vapor barriers. That would have been a double vapor barrier in unit 165. we get some sound bats in this?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Can we get some sound bats in this closet here?
Yeah.
In this closet?
Yep, I'll get those later.
Yeah, because I'm just kind of taking some record and recording.
Yep, no problem.
Since I don't have inspectors to help me out.
Yep.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
They want some sound insulation in this right away.
So using plenty of Manus bond to seal the top of the vapor barrier to the sealing nailer. All four sides corner windows, above ceiling condition. In the locations that were taped, there was Manus bond used in addition to the tape, but for the most part it's all been Manus bond and verified with pictures. I myself got up on a ladder to check a good many units. So this is where we will be stopping for the moment at unit 158. I believe that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units yet to inspect for energy and sound, as well as stair A, and then I will follow back up with corridors as the ceilings are blown and as those come along. You about got it?
Almost.
Almost? Okay. Thank you. Yep.
When you need it now upstairs?
Upstairs?
I got a job for the tapers.
Yeah, there's a lot for the tapers. You need more tapers and more hangers.
No, it's fine. Coronavirus no good.
What's that?
The sick coronavirus, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not good.
Yeah, maybe.
You think you close this job or no?
No.
No.
No, we won't.
¿Qué es lo mejor de estar casado? Desde que estamos juntos, lo mejor es ya estamos todos. ¿Saben cuál es la opción?
Sending this to my carpenters to draft stop immediately. Unit 168.
And this all disappearing. And so every single thing that I do, I'm like, Ellen, if you don't do this perfectly, you will die. It's how I felt my whole life. It's just insane. I never expected to make it this far. Ever.
was a correction noted earlier today that's been made, taping around the pipe. Unit 143 storage, to see that as the gap was small in this partial balloon frame condition, as we've done in this building, stuffed this cavity with the different height walls with rock wool above the ceiling line. No longer skimping on the acoustical sealant with their vapor barriers, as you can see. apologize for the music. It's not exactly cheerful. I'm good, thank you.
I don't know if you know this or not, but we did.
Unit 181, janitor's closet, ceiling insulation, ceiling nailer, 2 layers of sheetrock, lapped, full-blown cavity. Unit 150, ceiling insulation. Unit 162, ceiling insulation. Unit 151, ceiling insulation inspection. Unit 161, ceiling insulation. Unit 152, ceiling insulation inspection. Unit 160, ceiling insulation. Blown insulation full to the underside of the deck. Floor sheathing above. $159 ceiling insulation. Gaps stuffed with rock wool, typical. Oh, a couple holes, those do not go through the upper plate or nailer. $153 ceiling insulation. If I had a better voice, I would sing while I'm walking these inspections, but I fear that would be an offense to anybody reviewing this.
That's what I thought. But lessons say what is lessons?
Unit 158, ceiling inspection, ceiling insulation inspection rather. Unit 155, energy inspection. Where is the mastic on this one?
I totally missed it.
Okay.
I'll get on you.
Thank you.
I would have noticed when I was trying to tag you. I believe.
Yeah, I'm recording these rooms with a GoPro just because we don't have inspectors right now because of the virus. So I'm trying to make sure we have good record. Same thing with this joint right here.
I actually foamed that in there.
Oh, you foamed it?
Yeah.
But doesn't this still need mastic along here? I assume you still need to mastic the poly.
Oh,
At
see
least-
what's gonna happen is there's gonna be a separate piece of
Oh,
polygon right here.
yeah, you're not done yet. Okay,
Yeah, and it's
that's
already
right.
taped.
My bad. I'll come back to this unit then and finish this one up.
Yeah, just gotta get the rims in.
Unit 160, energy insulation, interior insulation inspection. Mastic along the bottom plate, healthy bead. Mastic on the top. You can see evidence of mastic on the top of the ceiling nailer. Again, good bead of mastic in the corners. Sound insulation intact, nice and tight. Unit 152, energy and interior insulation. Spray foam, small gap, sound insulation intact. 159 Insulation Inspection. Could be the sealant around the doors and windows. Evidence of mastic on the top of the ceiling nailer. Manus bond. Sound insulation intact. Unit 153 Installation Inspection. Spray foam in the smaller gaps. Healthy bead of mastic sealant at the ceiling nailer. Have somebody come over and take this nail out. And we'll tape that up. Unit 153. Unit 158. Energy and sound insulation inspection. Healthy bead of acoustic Manus bond, poly and tape at the ceiling nailer. Gap is spray foamed. Manus bond sealant, bottom and top of ceiling nailer. Unit 154 sound and energy insulation inspection. I think we'll put some insulation, stuff some insulation down here, though this is adjacent to the 2-hour stair A, which is already insulated, and this is a portion of a plumbing wall. But nonetheless, I think we'll put some insulation in there. again, good signs of healthy bead of acoustic sealant. All four sides. Hey Richard, could we get have some insulation stuff behind the tub here? It's sort of questionable to what extent it's absolutely needed, but it's just the best practice.
Okay.
The 2-hour stair assembly already is, but let's put some insulation and stuff it down there.
I will. As soon as this truck gets here, I'm waiting on a truck with some more 24-inch material.
Okay.
So yeah, 'cause I got 2 party walls I haven't finished yet because I don't have any more 24-inch. So.
Okay, I'll get a picture of it when you're done with that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Unit 157, exterior and interior sound insulation and energy inspection. Foaming smaller gaps. Building B, level 2, elevator shaft, exterior, verified some time ago prior to installation, but looking at it again, just verifying the 2 layers of lapped drywall. Prior to continuation of sealing sheetrock and starting the first and second layer of elevator shaft at some point, which I'll inspect as they go. Unit 156, energy and interior sound insulation. Oh, I see. Okay. Just trying to get ready for the sound channelers. We just got to make sure we get the sound insulation in here.
Yeah,
so I can finish.
Ship.
Oh, it's being delivered.
Yep.
Yeah, I see.
It should be here right now. Actually, I think the blow just showed up. So.
I'm just doing inspections right now with my camera because we don't have inspectors. So I am trying to document as best I can here.
Yeah. I hear.
This looks good though. Looks good
so far.
Yeah. Yeah, once you get that sound insulation in, then I'll come back and take some pictures and document that.
Okay.
Patio door is not in yet. We will poly and plywood that. Just waiting on scaffold setup at the northeast corner, unit 156, due to the accessibility issue with this portion of the building. A little more sound insulation in the bathroom. Energy and exterior. Say, could you come over here a second? Say, could you come over here a second? Hey, come here.
Yes, sir.
While we're at it, I'd like to have you slip this down here and just carry that foam down. I can kind of see a little daylight through the Tyvek.
Okay.
So let's just carry that foam down, and that's just a bark chamfer, but let's foam that little gap and then tape this back up, and then I'll record that when I come back in.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Or mastic too, either one, whatever you want to do. Unit 155 sound and energy insulation. Most of this I had already gotten, but I'm coming back in as they finish this up. Say, do you got can foam on you?
Yep.
Just missed a bug hole here. We want to get that can foamed.
Yep.
Looks like we did it in here, so. Thank you. So are you gonna tape these two together?
Yeah, it still needs a piece of tape.
Okay, piece of tape, all right. And then we'll wanna make sure we foam, like, mostly we put some of these back together when we had a repair, but we should get some foam in between that crack there. Huh. So unit 155 is pretty good. Just two little corrections that will get taken care of right away. And if you want to hit that gap up there, then we'll be in good shape. You probably just go right through the netting, I would bet. There you go. Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
Sound insulation is good and tight. Unit 181, janitor's closet. Drywall carried through. First and second layer. First and second layer carried all the way through to the underside of the floor sheathing above on all three sides, meeting the two layers on the back side of the shaft. Unit 156, insulation inspection, round 2. Sound insulation on the party wall in the bathroom and closet is complete. We've already looked at exterior insulation. The only other correction in this unit was in the bedroom, where we opened up this spot, foamed it, and then taped it. Foam behind there. Insulation is complete, sound insulation is complete. In the bathroom, partition walls. Unit 164, ceiling insulation inspection. Unit 165, ceiling insulation inspection. Stair B, level 1, sound insulation inspection. Unit 163, ceiling insulation. Trash, low voltage and utility, ceiling insulation, sound insulation complete. Trash chute shaft. Layers of lapped drywall for 1 hour. On the sidewalls, sound insulation in place, ceiling insulation. Unit 166, ceiling insulation. Correction in Unit 166, secure netting. 166 correction. Once correction is made, I will follow back up and take photos. Unit 167, ceiling insulation. Unit 168, ceiling insulation. Unit 169, ceiling insulation. 141 mechanical. Unit 142 parcel storage. .143 storage. Excuse me. See evidence of the sound bats that they put up their partial balloon frame that I noted in another inspection. Elevator lobby. A couple pieces of insulation we'll put back here shortly. Elevator shaft. Full depth, the underside of the deck. This piece of insulation back in as a gesture. Well, I'll have to re-inspect these two pieces. They're gonna have to tack those in. Unit 156, ceiling insulation inspection. Looks like solid blocking, but I can't tell. No. So we're gonna correct that, stuff that. Hey Richard, come here. So can we get that gap right up there stuffed with safing mineral wool?
Yep, yep.
Like we've done on the other ones?
Yep, I'll get that done right now.
Thank you. That's a pipe. That's one of the ducts. Safing insulation applied to the air gap between the entry bathroom plumbing wall and the partition wall, so correction is complete. Unit 157. Just stopping back in here to verify a couple spots with the mass of low voltage wires that had a couple voids underneath them to the netting. Those have now been filled. Stopping back into unit 154. We had the one correction in the bathroom with a little void, and we just pulled the hose in here and added some more blown insulation to fill that cavity right up in this area here. Unit 152, after having gone back through to double check all baths, at least in the 00 units, I had flagged this one yesterday, and while it was stuffed with bat insulation, and now you can see that it's stuffed with mineral fiber insulation. Much of that is solid blocked, but not all of it, so we're doing that just to be certain that it's covered. Unit 155, just stopping back in here to take a second look. Make sure that this last tub gap fire stopping is completed, which it looks to be. Air gap is stopped with rock wool mineral fiber safing insulation. I believe we had already verified this one, but I'll take a look anyway. Yep, that one was stuffed mineral fiber safing insulation. This unit is in good shape. Unit 155, ceiling insulation inspection. Turn my light on. Now this one's solid blocked, but I think we'll still need a little safing. We'll need some safing insulation up in this one too. Pretty much all the other ones up to this point I've seen safing insulation in that gap.
I might need more of this. Maybe. Grab my stapler, grab.
Do you think you have enough, Richard?
Yeah, I'll have enough right here.
Okay,
It's
so it's gonna.
It's a smaller gap than what I thought.
All right. This was one of the corrections yesterday that I think he wasn't quite done in here, but got that mastic on the top. It was already pretty well applied to the other 3 sides. And I think I recorded this as well, but we had the couple gaps that we spray foamed in, and then we had this one counter-lapped vapor barrier that needed to be taped, which is complete. And we had this gap here I flagged, which is now foamed. They're foamed in before he polyed this wall. Have them get a few more staples in this wall. That one actually is solid blocked, but I think we'll still do that just to be sure, because I don't know if there are any gaps in there. Hey Richard,
Yes, sir.
so we'll want to, that one's got some solid blocking above it that would normally qualify, but there's some gaps, so
Okay, get a little mineral.
yeah,
oil in
let's
that
make
one.
sure we get that one stuffed too. And then as long as we're at it, we might as well walk back through every unit and just take a quick check of those and make sure that they're all done. A lot of them I'd seen were. Just want to make sure.
More of that. I did get that side done over there.
Okay, great. So that is now stuffed complete with mineral wool. That correction is made.
They're grabbing some more mineral wool.
Okay.
I got about 12 inches left to do it.
All right, so that's good. Getting that second bathroom stuffed as well, and then we'll check each of the others, though all of my inspections yesterday, I didn't flag any of those, but given these last couple of units, I think we'll make a swing back through all the tubs and double check to make sure all of those are either solid blocked or stuffed with rock wool. Just stopping back into unit 168. This was the last of them that we checked the tubs on, and I realized that this was a one-off. The 00 units in particular had the typical condition of the plumbing wall at the corridor, but this unit had the back-to-back, but still with the 2 plumbing walls had a gap at the ceiling, some of which again is solid blocked and some of it isn't, so I just made sure again that it's all fire stopped with safing insulation. Just coming back through on second floor, unit 263. Well, it looks like they still have that one correction they made. This correction to get the ceiling drywall over tighter, recut pieces to get it tighter to the top plate. And then there's the sound sealant. We have the two pieces right here that were gapped a little too much between the ceiling rock and the top plate, as well as in this closet that's been recut, and this piece right here that's been recut and is much better. So I still have this one correction they need to make in here. Unit 264, just re-inspecting drywall in this unit. There was this area at the tub that was, this was taken off. There was a strip that was missing behind there that is been placed in. When we inspected it, it was wood. This piece right here was flagged again for not being tight enough on the ceiling rock over to the top plate. That's been replaced. I don't think we had any in here. I think this piece here was recut to be tighter to the ceiling, as well as that one, this one, and this end of this sheet here. And then in this bathroom, we had a spot along here that's now been corrected to be tighter to the top plate, as well as in this closet. They replaced this sheet in this strip here. So it looks like this unit is, all the corrections have been made in unit 264. So just stopping back up to mechanical 241, as I do not believe that I have record of the shaft insulation. I don't recall if I do or not. That all looks good. We will have to get a correction here. We need to get drywall up on that to the ceiling. So I will take record of that once that's complete. Unit 265, just re-inspecting for corrections, drywall corrections 263, 64, 65 from some feedback Mike Granis gave during his inspection with the respect to some of a few pieces of drywall that were gapping a little too much to the top plate. So this one here in this first bedroom was one of them. I believe we had this piece here that they cut back and replaced to make that a little tighter to the upper wall plate. You can see the not to exceed 7" on center, which had already been inspected and verified in a previous inspection on all partition walls. Rated 1 hour rated assemblies. Then in the bathroom we had this piece here that was patched and recut to be a better fit to that top plate. Back in unit 166 for insulation inspection, just taking a second look at the corrections. In the closet, it secured the netting, refluffed that insulation. And in this bedroom we had a correction in the corner where we had a void around the rain leader overflow pipe that's been filled with insulation, batt, and blown insulation. Otherwise, this unit is for the most part ready to go. Stair A, level 1, 192, sound insulation, rated assembly. Sealant, mastic, mastic only at the top here, otherwise the vapor barrier is tucked actually and wrapped around the sealing nailer in this case, which works as well. A little different than how they've typically been doing it, but it works in this particular instance on a 1 hour exterior wall. Just going up, as I'm not sure whether we covered the rest of this up to the level 2 mezzanine or intermediate landing. I believe we did in the last inspection with Miles or Craig, but I am going to have a look myself to be certain. Again, they went over, looks like they lapped Manus-Bond tape, sealant at the underside of the floor sheathing top plate connection. Could be the sealant. On the bottom there. Corridor insulation inspection. Starting near unit 164 and 165. partition walls insulated. I think we inspected this yesterday along with the trash chute. Utility 146. Ending at unit 155. Just coming back down the corridor, this little spot by unit 160 that I flagged yesterday has now been stripped in. I'm just going to head back down the corridor in the other direction now. I think that I probably looked at this room 181, but we'll just stop in here again since things have been fluffed and touched up on that wall demising the elevator lobby, which is where we are now. So they got those two sound bats tucked and tacked in place, as well as the elevator shaft is ready to go on level 1 and 2, and I believe we looked at the rest of this elevator lobby yesterday, including the drywall two layer rated assembly lap with ceiling nailer applied superficially over the 2 layers. Unit 154, ceiling insulation. Say, Richard, let's have Damon come back in here and hit this. Yeah, hit this area here. Okay. Looks like there's some pipes, but it looks like there's enough of a void that he's got maybe a little area here that didn't, maybe ran into pipes or something like that. So let's have him pop back here and do that when he's done with 155.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like one of the last 4 units, and I think we've had, in all our inspections, we haven't had really much of any corrections on the ceiling insulation. I checked a number of them off a ladder yesterday as well as I was video recording these units. Stuck my hand up there like the inspectors would do, and it was good. Everything was full depth. So just the one correction here in the bathroom in unit 154 that I will take record of once the fix is complete here in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Unit 157, ceiling insulation inspection. Again, we see the typical fire safing insulation up here in that air gap at the plumbing wall. Hey, Richard. We'll just want to get a little more insulation up here. I think it looks to be full above this mass of low voltage wires. A little bit more void than I'm care to see here, so we'll get a little bit more insulation in there.